Something came up at work recently, and it brought to mind a phrase that I heard quite some time ago. And it's not uncommon, but the term or phrase is called frog soup. And the concept involves the story of a frog, that if you have a pot of boiling water and you pop a frog in, please don't, but if for some reason you popped a frog in, it would jump out immediately because it would recognize the threat and move to protect itself instantly. However, if you put a frog in cool water and then suddenly crank the heat up, it would exit the pot, or it would jump out because it would move to protect itself from the heat that it sensed. Now, this is the kicker, because if you took that same frog and you had cool water that you placed the frog in, and you very incrementally and very gradually turned the heat up super slowly, the frog would not actually jump out to save itself, because it would acclimate very gradually along with the temperature of the water until the water became so hot that it was a risk to the frog, and the frog wouldn't realize, because it had acclimated so gradually to the temperature of the water that it didn't realize that it was actually in danger until it was too late. And so sometimes our relationships follow the same slow death. And if we're not really being intentional about fostering connection in our relationships, that can happen over time without us even realizing. And before we know it, someone's out the door, or there's a divorce on the horizon, or we just don't know the person we're with anymore and can't stand them. So today, what I would like to raise awareness to is frog soup.